What is up, everybody? It is Saturday. Holly and I are heading to a little card show in Rock Hill, South Carolina, about 30 or so minutes from the house. There's also a couple shops down here that we've never even been to before, so we're gonna hit up everything that we can and see exactly what we can find. No.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I just bought a quick collection. All of these cards for 50 bucks. They are all damaged. Backsides were all glued to a board, so we're gonna find a use for them one way or another, though.
You might glue it on again. Yeah, right? You can just re-glue it to your wall.
Yeah, I could just glue it to something.
You can make your own custom non-cut cut sheet.
Appreciate it, dude.
You're welcome, brother.
How's it going, man?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Throw a fish sandwich down while you're going through.
Do what?
Put a fish down while you're going through Pokemon box.
Just flipping through, seeing if I need anything.
All of this stuff on the table is a buck piece as well.
Yeah, I saw everything on the table. I'm looking for older, like vintage stuff.
She had a few towards the back, I think, rows of that box.
Yeah, hopefully, see something here. I found one card I need. Do you care if I take them out of the plastic and check them out?
Do we have the snow?
How are things, Pete?
Fucking killing it. It's too. Oh man, you're gonna have to edit that out.
Dude, you can curse on the channel. I don't care.
Fucking God, we're killing it. I don't know how. Look, this is a first world problem. I ain't even doing this to flex, guys. Literally, I don't know how we did this. My wallet broke. The money clip part of my wallet broke. I've never no one wants to sell me anything either. Somebody, if you're watching this and you're in Charlotte, don't sell AJ stuff. Instead, go over to Pokey Pete and sell me your collection. I'm flush and I need cards. I need inventory. I'm buying.
Making videos all day.
Dude, content.
All right, trading a couple cards out of my trade binder and getting a Shining Gyarados that is sun faded, absolutely beat and destroyed. It's super cool card. I'll probably make this a PSA 1. All right, dude, appreciate
Thanks,
it.
brother, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right, just made a quick deal, getting a Shining Charizard for the PSA 1 set, creased through the backside, 110 bucks. I'll take that. And I think I only need one or two more now until I can send it off to PSA.
What's going on, all my Horizon Hellions? We've got something super special for my man AJ. Today, we are gonna complete his Neo Destiny set. Earlier today, he picked up a Shining Charizard that he needed for the last one for the binder. And now, today, the special card, the Thought Wave Machine, the absolute last card he needs for Neo Destiny.
It's not, but
Yes,
thank you.
go fuck yourself.
Give a fuck, it's not.
You told me it was, you're an asshole. You literally texted me, this is the last card I need.
No, it's the last non-hollow I need.
Fuck yourself in
It's the
corner.
last
Just go
non-hollow.
fuck
I'm still
yourself
gonna
in the
use.
corner.
No, dude. I'm still filming. This is getting used.
Go fuck yourself in the corner. You lied to me.
You didn't listen.
I went out of my way to get that for you.
I appreciate it. I will put it in the binder all day.
I know you will. Just clean it off, right? Which means your centers.
It's got blood on it.
You didn't go out of your way for that. The kid was right there.
The truth comes out.
Why you putting me off last like that? Why are you putting me off last like that?
Yeah. What's she doing? He's
So fucked up. I just made you $30 and now you're gonna put me off last? Go fuck yourself. You can go to the corner with him and fuck each other. I don't even give a damn anymore. Get out of my corner.
I think you'll
You don't need to go.
Squirtle. Thank you, I appreciate it. Like this for the Thought Wave Machine is such a good trade. Mazal.
That's not my hand.
I don't know, it kind of looks like it. The tattoos don't show on
I
that
made
arm.
sure it was not connected to my body.
The tattoos don't show on that arm, so I got away with it. Yeah, dude, sure. You thinking about it? What are you thinking about?
I think this one.
All right, let's get down to business
I
to
might
defeat
need
the
your
hunt.
help identifying the name of the card and
It's
stuff.
a nearly identical swirl.
Let's get down to business.
Pete and I made a deal. We're trading Squirtles. I am giving him my 9.5. I did not want to part with it, but I know it's going to a good home. Adding the Leafeon V that I pulled basically 2 days ago, 75 bucks. And I'm taking home the 10, which is worth considerably more than 9.5. But this is also sequential to the Water Energy that I picked up, what, 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
So they're going together. They're staying together.
Staying together.
We made a deal.
These stay together. That's how it has to be. Mazal.
Don't stop.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I got a ton of cards over the weekend. Some of them you just saw, some of them you have not yet. But let's just jump right into it. I'll tell how it all unfolded. We went to a small show in Rock Hill, South Carolina, like I mentioned in the intro, about 30-40 minutes from the house, not too far. Holly and I drove down there. My buddy Pete and YJ had a table there. There was really only 3 or 4 Pokemon vendors. It was mainly sports, and I was talking to Pete earlier in the day before I even made it out there. He said probably don't waste my time driving down there just because there really wasn't a ton to see. We took the chance because there was other shops in the area. We never even made it to the other shops because we were at the show for so long. A majority of the deals I got were off of sports vendors that had Pokemon in boxes behind their tables. Just stuff they picked up in collections. They didn't know what it was. Also from customers that were there just to show, brought cards that they were looking to sell. And I bought collections straight from customers there. So it was actually just a lot of cool pickups from various sources. The first big collection I got was this stack right here of almost 50 cards, all wotc. And I paid 50 bucks for the entire collection. I was flipping through this dude's binder. We had actually just made a trade for that Shining Gyarados. Traded just a couple trade things from my binder, nothing really of significant value for that Gyarados. I didn't even have it that long. I traded it later in the day at a trade night. I'll show you reason why in a little bit, but this wotc collection, I haven't even taken them out of their sleeves yet. I haven't even looked at them. I'm going to process them all this week. Majority of these cards I figured I can trade off. I'm going to try to clean up and sell for 5, 10, 15 bucks a pop, but for 50 bucks for almost 50 cards, $1 a card, I was not about to pass on these. So I'm going to flip through a lot of them. The story behind them, at least, was they were all his childhood collection, and he had them glued to, I guess, a particle board that he was using as a beer pong table. And the back sides I'll show after, but they're kind of rough, but not all of them are rough. So I don't know what's what here. I need to take them out of the sleeves. I'm gonna try to see what can clean up. But like I said, $1 a card, you can't get these kind of deals. You can't get this many cards for 50 bucks. Rocket's Mewtwo is dope. Lapras. I mean, there's just everything in here, but the back sides are where it gets a little questionable. So some of them are fine. A lot of the whitening is the particle board that's glued to it. So I'm going to take them out and see what I can clean up. I mean, that card's missing a chunk there. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's not even missing a chunk. No, it is missing a chunk. That's laid over. I do know some of the cards still have stuff like attached to it. It's not the card that's missing pieces. It's the whatever it was glued to is still on it. So some cards are clean. Like all these Japanese cards aren't bad at all. Yeah, none of them actually look that bad. And then you have ones, which one was this? Dark Dog Trio. I mean, that one's kind of toast. This is toast. That's the Scyther. I knew the Jungle Scyther was pretty bad. But somebody might want it. Somebody's going to want it to grade it for a PSA 1. You can still sell these kind of condition cards. I mean, that's got glue all over it, and that might might clean up with just a little bit of work. But there's a market for literally every single one of these cards here, so I'll turn it into something, and I'll turn all these into future pickups down the road. God, that one's bad. Oh, the Suicune. Yeah, the Suicune's not the greatest shape, but yeah, the Suicune is like one of those ones I'm talking about. That's not the card missing anything. That is something still stuck to the card. So I'm gonna take some water or some alcohol mixture, rub it on the card, see if I can get all that up, and then I might end up with a clean back on this card. I might not, but for $1, who cares? So I picked up that collection. I picked up the Shining Gyarados from the same guy, and that was all at my buddy Pete's table. So that was some dude just walking around buying cards, selling cards. He brought in his big binder that I flipped through. Another vendor there that had a little bit of Pokemon. This is nothing special. I just picked up a lot of V-Stars, VMAX cards, all for under $1 each. This is all stuff I'm just going to throw in my TCG store because some of this stuff is playable and goes for $1, $2 each. So got to keep stocking up because the TCG store is actually doing kind of well. Everything I keep adding gets cleared out fairly quickly. You saw the Alakazam from Expedition, and I also picked up from the same vendor this Energize Your Game Energy. This one I already had, but it was super clean and it was like $2 or something, so I wasn't going to leave it in the box there. Only a little bit of whitening there on the bottom, but the hollow in the face is super clean. I think this one's a lot cleaner than the copy that I have, so I'm probably going to swap it out and put the other one into my trade binder. Next, I picked up at the show, this was mainly from a sports guy. I got a reverse Pidgeotto from Expedition, and then I got the Clefable Hollow from Expedition with a big swirl on it. I talked him down to, I think it was $30 for the pair of the two. I mean, this alone is probably a $40, $50 hollow. Really, really clean shape. Not really any whitening on the backside. Really no scratches on the hollow, so that I'm keeping. These two I am keeping all day. They are going into the Expedition binder, so I was pretty stoked to pick those up. And the Gyarados, like I said, I no longer have, so I can't really show you the Gyarados, but the Charizard I do have. This was a sports vendor. The only reason I got my hands on this, because Pete told me that a guy on the corner had a box with a bunch of Charizards, bunch of old cards in it. He had come over to him because he knew he was vending Pokemon, and I hate that Pete didn't buy it earlier in the day. The whole situation kind of unfolded weird. If you know, I've been trying to get my hands on all the Shining cards in beat up condition to do a full PSA 1 sequential set of the Shinings. Pete said he had it, talked to the dude, the dude said that he had not really wanted to sell it, and wanted to know more value on it. Pete had told them that in this condition, it might be $200 to $300, somewhere in that range. I went over and asked him about it, asked to see the card, wanted to check it out. Didn't even think I was going to get the card just because I knew he had already told Pete that he wasn't going to sell it. And then the dude was like, yeah, if you want it, you can have it for $120. That instantly kind of opened the doors to negotiation to me. And I was like, well, would you take $100 for it? And he was like, I'll do $110. I said, sure, instantly. Picked it up. I don't think you can pick up a Shining Charizard anywhere in the world for $100 unless you're just getting it in a collection. But I walked away from it, so there was no negotiation video of it because nothing was unfolding until the end. And then I asked the dude, is like, hey, you mind let me film the transaction here real quick? He had no problem with that. So I filmed it. You just saw me buying the card, but the whole scenario of how the transaction or how the whole deal unfolded was just weird because I wasn't going into it thinking I was going to buy the card. Walked back over to Pete. A little bit of cursing ensued after that because he was wanting to buy it too, but super cool pickup. I got a Shining Charizard. I've never actually had a Shining Charizard before, so I'm going to keep it in my Neo binder for now. And I really don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't think it's PSA 1 all the way. It's got a big bend in it. It's got some whitening on the backside. The front side's really not that bad. That bend does show through the front and a little bit, but otherwise, it's not bad. I mean, I might keep it in the binder. We'll see, but cool pickup nonetheless. Then we went to a trade night on Saturday night. Pete gave me the Thought Wave machine. He thought this was the last card I needed for Destiny. I still need quite a few cards for Destiny for Hollows, some of these Shinings, but it was indeed the last non-Hollow card I needed for Destiny, so I definitely appreciate the gift, Pete. So it's going in the binder. I'm keeping it. I did clean it up. Whatever that was there at the bottom came right off. Awesome binder card for the last non-Hollow I needed. Okay, the Gyarados. My buddy Glenn bought the Gyarados from me right before I picked up the Squirtle there at the end. So made a quick cash sale on the Gyarados because I had basically nothing invested into it. Sold it for $70 to Glenn plus a Rainbow Lugia V-Star. I just happened to need this for V-Star for Silver Tempest. So picked this up with the 70 bucks and then in turn went and made a deal for that Squirtle, the McDonald's promo Squirtle. That was one of my only CGC cards. You saw it a couple weeks back when I had my case out. And I said I never would get rid of it. I like the blue on blue. I like the 9.5 with the subgrades. I like PSA 10s more. So I took home the Squirtle. I gave him, it was like 75 bucks plus my 9.5 Squirtle, plus that, what was it? The Alt-Art Leafeon that I pulled a couple days ago. So I gave him all that. I got the Squirtle because I already had the Water Energy too. These were graded sequentially. So they have the same numbers at the top. 18 and 19 are the last digits. Both have big swirls on them. The Water Energy has 2. The PSA 10 Squirtle just looks amazing. I know I'm going to like it more in a PSA 10. I'm stingy when it comes to my collection. I didn't hate the 9.5 by any means, but I think I like this more. And I know what's about to happen with the 9.5 Squirtle that Pete took, so I have no problem. It's gonna be a surprise for someone. Not gonna spoil it in case they see the video, but he's hanging on to that for the time being. I love the pickups that I got. So yeah, I mean, that's the weekend recap. Big collection. Hopefully that collection turns into a lot more stuff that I need. I'm going to clean up all those cards, put them all in my trade binder, and see if I can trade them all off for Destiny Hollows, for LC reverses, for Expedition cards. All of it's just going to snowball into more. Like I said, it was a great weekend, a ton of great pickups, a lot of cool collection PC pieces, and we'll see what it all turns into. We will see you all on Thursday, and hopefully everyone has a great week in the meantime.
Don't stop, breathe.